Hi guys, welcome back. Today is the 21st of December, the winter solstice, the shortest day. Always feel pretty glad when this day is over and then the days are getting longer again, so happy days. So I'm down on the micro orchard just now. You can see that behind me. Just the first of a few little updates before Christmas, so I'm going to spin you around. So last time I was down here in the micro orchard, I'd been pruning the gooseberry bushes, the thornless blackberry, and pruning out the old fruited canes of the autumn raspberries. And then there was just some suckers that had thrown up, come out. Here's one row, so about 4 foot away there was quite a number of suckers had come up on that edge there in between the blackcurrant bushes, and some had even moved out beyond that. There was about 3 here, and I think quite a few down by the gooseberry bushes. So my mate's come and he's dug those out now and taken them, planted a row for himself. There was just 2, so we've got one here. It's about 6 foot tall, and one almost opposite the other end. So we just need to dig those out, which just needs the membrane pulling back, and then if I can get it out of the root and pull it through the hole in the fabric and then put the fabric back down, then just some perennial weeds here, some dandelions, creeping buttercup. One thing that we need to get those out, and then it's just a case of getting these leaves, collecting the leaves and putting them for leaf mould, and then that's pretty much the soft fruit bed done here. And then sometime after New Year I'll be coming with some manure and manuring all the bushes and the canes. So I'll get on now and get that little job done. Okay guys, I'm not sure how long I've been working on it now, about less than an hour anyway I suppose, and it's looking a lot better now. Just take a minute to show you. So these are the canes that I dug out. So again, if you wanted to increase your stock, you would just, if you haven't got time to plant them straight away, just heel them in so the roots don't dry out, and then just plant them, you know, when you've got time. Just another thought about that planting distance. Again, this is more aimed at people who are perhaps new to gardening. As I said, this row of autumn raspberry canes sent suckers out a good 4, perhaps even 5 foot away. So when you're planning your soft fruit garden or whatever it is, if you can, you want to try and give them plenty of room before you plant anything else too near. Otherwise, say what you'll end up with is a load of suckers coming up in between whatever else is you've planted, which can be a real nuisance. So just a little tip there about that. So yeah, so those are the canes dug out. I've got a box of leaves that can go in my leaf mould bag over there. I didn't pick them all up, you know, not every single one. Obviously they'll just rot down. I know some people might argue that it's better to leave them in situ, sort of like a chop and drop type thing, or emulating nature, which to some extent, yeah, I agree with that. But one reason why I do like to clean up a bit, let's have a look down here, is that if we look at these perennial herbs, so I found 3 or 4 plants of ivy. We've got creeping buttercup, a little bit of couch grass there. We've got some bramble, a couple of those, and then of course dandelions. You can see they were starting to get quite a big root on them. I also found some stinging nettle, can't find that one now, and then quite a lot of annuals, so kind of chickweed and willow herb. So I mean, a lot of those weren't visible really, because especially the ivy, for example, was hiding under the layer of leaves. So I think that if you weren't to have a bit of a clean out, you know, those get another 2 or 3 seasons, you're going to be in trouble trying to get them out without, especially if, you know, they're sort of around the base of plants and everything, which quite a lot of them were. So you're going to struggle to get them out without causing damage to your fruit bushes. So that's one of the reasons why I think it's important to have a good route through and get all these things out now. Again, as well with the annuals before they can next season start growing vigorously and set more seed, and then you're just going to have a proliferation. So now we're in a position where, like I said, after sometime in the new year, I'm now clean. I can come over and put some manure onto the raspberry canes, and then I'll probably at some point around about early March give them a top dressing of potash as well, and I can put some more wood chip on top of the membrane here just to rot down, and so we'll be good for another season. Okay, back at home now, and it's time for a little update on the hard cider. So this is the juice that was pressed October, I think it was early October, yeah. 26 gallons or something, I can't remember exactly, something like that. And let's just have a look. I don't know how the light conditions are in here, but can you see the breeze block behind it? Let me see if we can get this one up into the light. There you go. It's cleared very nicely. Don't know if you can, there's a tiny little bit of sediment in the bottom there, not much. What I actually did was I bought 2 or 3 of these just of you know, cheap supermarket. Well, I say cheap, it actually is not bad cider. It's made out of proper cider apples rather than the kind of the company beginning with S, shall I say. But I've got 2 or 3, and the reason for that was I didn't have enough to top every vessel. You see how I've got them about 5 mil from the bottom of the airlock. So I got it to make sure that I had enough liquid to do that on each one, and that's just to minimise any oxidation, just to keep the air out basically. You can't see this one, but that'll be filled right up as far as possible, same as the demijohns there. I don't know, again it's just thrown off a little bit more sediment. I won't have to rack that again, I've only racked it one time. So the plan with that is to just leave it now for maybe a month or 2, see how busy I am with other jobs, and then of course, as you know, I do the bagging box. I fermented it down to 1,000, so it's a dry cider, but that's just how I like it. So the next little update is on the greenhouse here. Let me just have a look in. You can see now I've got my internal path down. Just shift these trugs a moment. So basically what it is, it's 2 coping stones. I got them from the same place that I got the bricks from. So basically they hardly cost me anything. And what it is, I made let's see if we can see here, like a wooden frame underneath. Filled that with crusher run, tamped it down, and then basically they're just sat on top of the crusher run. They're not mortared in or anything, but I can always do that at a later time if I want. And you see that all I've done is I've just kind of loosened. I scraped off the rest of the grass that's over there, like in a little turf stack, so that'll go kind of either into the bottom of the raised beds when I get around to doing them, or on a compost heap, whatever, but it'll rot down, make a good loam, hopefully. So I just loosened it because obviously I've been trampling around and everything, and it got quite compacted. So I've loosened it all just with a garden claw, and I ordered a ton of premium quality topsoil. Well, I say a ton, it's a 1,000 litre bag. Anyway, I got an email from the company yesterday saying unfortunately their team had got COVID, been affected by COVID, so they're not going to be able to deliver until week commencing January the 4th. Anyway, that's okay. It's just the way it is. So last little update regarding the cortisone jabs had in my left arm. My left, are you alright? Anyway, I had them in a week ago today actually, and he put two jabs in, one on each epicondyle in the left arm here, and he went right in. The needle was about 2 inch, 50 mil something, and he went right into the joint. He mentioned something about perhaps it's not just tendonitis, it could be wear and tear on the joint, but so I don't know whether they'll send me for an x-ray, but anyway, so I've got to go back towards the end of the month, just before New Year, to do the same on the right side. So far it doesn't feel too bad. I've been digging a bit this morning and there's a few twinges, but nothing too painful, so we'll see how we get on with that anyway. So that's about it for this one. Just like to say thank you very much to all my subscribers, old and new. Thanks so much for your continued support, I do appreciate it. And just to say I wish you all a very happy and safe Christmas under the current circumstances, and just hope that things get better for 2022. So I'll leave you with a little shot of the Christmas tree there behind me. That's all my wife's lovely work, it's nothing to do with me. I just stay out of it. So take care, see you soon.